Well, first of all, what kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that.
You all don't remember the Georgia Southern game, do you?
You know, I hope there's Bigfoot. I don't think there is.
Like rat poison. All right, so
It's Division I football! It ain't intramurals!
All right, welcome back to the Hoppy Huddle podcast. My name is Jake, that's Ed, and today, yes, huddlers, where are we at? Today we are doing Week 11 reactions.
And we don't have a coach fired over the weekend. It just feels so odd.
It's first time in a long time where there is no coaching carousel to talk about. We had, I would say, an interesting weekend.
Very chalky.
Pretty chalky, but some under the radar games that were pretty exciting
Yeah.
to watch in the moment. And I think we'll get the playoff rankings tomorrow night, but I think the playoff picture, at least at the top, is starting to take shape.
Yeah, usually about when the rankings come out, my blood pressure goes straight up.
Yeah,
I take the medicine. The old guy. I got to take my blood pressure.
I don't know if the Big Ten has decided to sell itself to private equity for literally no reason yet.
Crazy theory. Did you see the crazy theory out there?
I've seen so many crazy theories. I don't even know what to think at this point.
Michigan and USC leave. They take Notre Dame with them. They then take a bunch of FSU, Clemson. They then take a bunch of Big 12 teams and they form their own super conference.
I need to turn my mic up a little bit. Okay. How's this? Is this better? How's that? All right.
That better? I
think that's better.
But hey, Michigan, go for Michigan, USC, Notre Dame, FSU, Clemson, maybe throw in a few more ACC teams, take some of the Big 12 teams, like the good ones, and then you got a super conference.
Take the Texas 3 and Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'm serious. What kind of conference would that be, though? Think about that. Though FSU, Clemson.
What if they just joined the Big 12 and rework?
They're not going to join the Big 12. They don't want
rework the money to make it.
Yeah. But can you imagine? Take FSU, Clemson, Miami, Notre Dame, USC, Michigan, and then throw in a bunch of other teams.
I think Michigan and USC have enough power where if they don't want to do it, they can just block it.
Well, I don't know. It seems like the Big Ten is going to move forward. This is crazy. I mean, I know we don't need to spend a whole show talking about this, but this is really fascinating.
Yeah, you don't want to get into my opinions on private equity.
This is a disaster.
That's a different kind of podcast.
Yeah. This is not a fight. But listen, I mean, this is fascinating what's happening right in the middle of the season. And I saw today, some American Council of Trustees or something, the group that kind of helps over. I mean, they were coming out today telling the Big Ten schools not to do it. This thing's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, I'm at the point where can we just get can Congress just step in and just force all these teams to be the same?
We don't want Congress in it. Come on. Congress can't even keep my airport open. Come on.
That's fair enough. It's a whole disaster, and who knows what's going to happen. But as usual, they will sacrifice the game we love for an extra $1 million. So,
yeah. All right. Let's talk about the weekend. Kind of, I felt like we did have a couple of good games here and there.
We did. Iowa, Oregon was
where do you want to
maybe
start?
not the most firework-full game, but it was certainly a Big Ten game. It was cold. It was wet. It had Iowa playing defense. It had a punt snap through the back of the end. This is the Big Ten game of all time. Oregon came out on top in the end. But Iowa, man, they're a feisty little team. They haven't beat any of the big dogs, but they took Indiana to the wire. They took Oregon to the wire.
The problem with Iowa, and again, they're going to drop out of the rankings this week.
Yeah,
they showed in the game they really can't pass the ball at all. No, they did complete a couple passes.
Right? Iowa can't pass the ball. This is a big surprise.
Great defense. And they completed a couple passes on the last drive to get them to score. But when you can't depend on throwing the ball consistently. And by the way, the under hit. Thank you very much. Everybody was giving me a hard time. The under did hit. It was interesting. I think my takeaway from this is Oregon is. Remember, beginning of the year, we got real excited about Oregon, and remember, I still think Oregon's my 2026 national champion.
You might not be wrong there.
I don't think they're my 2025 national champion. First of all, too many injuries on the. They had no wide receivers in that game at some one point.
Yeah, they've had a lot of weird injuries over the bye week, which you like never see. That's kind of insane if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, now maybe they can, if they get healthy by the playoffs, we may see a different team.
If
But
they
right
get
now,
Decorian Moore full back, I think they
Maybe
could be a real difference maker in the play. But like without him, their offense, they don't have weapons to throw. All the weapons are out, right?
yeah, they're the ones.
And wasn't their best tackle out too?
I don't remember, but
Their right tackle, I think,
they're
was
just
out.
going to get. We thought they were a surefire playoff team, and I'm beginning to wonder. I mean, they're going to play USC in 2 weeks, and if USC beats them, USC is going to take that playoff spot and not Oregon. Oregon,
I
may
think
be
the
out.
winner of that, gets the playoff spot. I think we're at that point.
So, and USC's peaking at the right time, especially if they can continue to convince their quarterback and punter to keep the same number. That helps. But yeah, so I mean, good win for Oregon. I was going to drop out now. I don't think they're done. I mean, I think they're done, but I'm a little concerned about Oregon long term. So,
yeah.
At this point, but that wasn't the game of the day. The game of the day was earlier in the noon slot.
Yeah.
Penn State, Indiana.
What an insane finish. First of all, this game was mid game of the day through 3 quarters.
Oh, it was terrible. It was unwatchable. It really was. It wasn't a very good watch.
I had moved it to my third screen by the time we got to the third quarter. It was so eyes were drying up watching it. But
did it feel like that just Indiana was just a play or two away from just blowing this thing wide open?
It felt like they were playing with their food. I'm going to be real.
Yeah,
which feels weird to say with Indiana and Penn State, but this doesn't feel like they barely scraped by a bad. It's like they just like were playing with their food for 3 quarters, and then Mendoza was like, "Oh, I can throw the ball way better than they can guard the pass, so I'm just going to do it. I have these great receivers that are going to go up and get it, and if I stretch the ball vertically, they can't cover that."
Well, and they almost lost because they didn't quite put them away. I mean, you can't. Even a team like Penn State has a lot of good players on that team. Just because they've been losing doesn't mean they lack talent. And all of a sudden, Penn State gets a little momentum at home. And it's like,
hey, everybody start trying,
Yeah, but that drive, what a drive by Mendoza. I mean, what did they start on like their 4-yard line?
That's got to be drive of the year, right? Like,
oh my goodness, with no timeouts, precision passing. Every spot down the field.
Like a minute or 45 seconds or something insane? Like,
no, it was like a minute 30 or
a minute
40. They had no timeouts.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you and I were going back and forth texting him. I mean, just the throws he was making were incredible.
Unbelievable. NFL, like on point, right? Only where his receiver could get it down the field. Like his ball placement for the receivers, like they were great catches, but they were covered, and so he kind of had to put the ball in those tough places so the receiver could go get him.
And I know we talk about the touchdown catch. The catch before that on the sideline
was also insane.
Was insane. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And I know that's a huge win for Indiana, not just because we already know they're great, but I think it gives them that kind of extra confidence going, nobody's going to, I mean, you just kind of like, hey, also, we're the best and we know we can come back.
If they can scrape out against a team with that good a pass rush, that gives me confidence that they can do that and make a run in the playoffs against other teams that may have good pass rushes.
Yeah, because you see this in the NFL. Like we always kind of joke that when it used to be with Tom Brady, now it's with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Okay, you get a lead, and then all of a sudden they get the ball with a minute 30, minute 40 left. Okay, and we're screwed because
it's over. Like
and everybody knows.
Tom Brady always did that. Every time
Tom Brady and Allen do that now.
Yeah.
But if Indiana has that kind of confidence, okay, all right, we're in a game. All right, we get the ball, we can do it. Good luck beating this team. I mean,
Mendoza's that guy, and right now he has my vote for Heisman after that.
Yeah, I still think the one guy nobody's saying just didn't get enough respect. I don't know why. It's because he's not on ABC with the media.
They win the Big Ten. He wins the Heisman. The Big Ten championship game. We've said this for a couple of weeks now. The Big Ten championship game is probably winner takes the Heisman.
I would hope so.
Unless both quarterbacks are bad and Alabama wins, and then Simpson could get it. But
Simpson gets a lot of love from a lot of people.
but I think if the winner of the Big Ten championship has a good performance, I think they get the Heisman.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, saying just continued while we're in the Big Ten. We'll just stay there for a
Yeah, I
second.
mean, where they destroyed Purdue, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, not really much of a game. First quarter was a little slow. Ed, are we going to get your top 25 vote? We'll see. What was saying again this week? Another 81%.
I'll send you that. I'll send you that form.
Okay, yeah.
They do it for the chat poll.
81% completion against saying 300 yards. He's just, I mean, I know he's throwing to great receivers, but you also have to make the throws.
Yeah.
Unbelievable again.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get decent. I think the Michigan game will get interesting for Ohio State because I do think Michigan plays defense, and that will at least be fun to watch.
That'll be interesting. It is that game, and I don't think Michigan can win it this year, but if they won, I wouldn't be entirely surprised.
Yeah,
just because of the way that game always turns out. But
and it's at Michigan too.
It is at Michigan, and Michigan has been saving stuff for that. So I don't know, but elsewhere,
well, we can jump to America's favorite football conference according to the ESPN. We can go to the SEC.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I like.
I thought it was
games.
I didn't think it was much of anything. I didn't think there were any great. There weren't a lot of great SEC games on Saturday.
I mean, A&M Missouri was a ranked matchup, but A&M destroyed them.
And it did exactly what we thought. We didn't think Missouri could do much offensively. They couldn't. Texas A&M.
Zollers was. Look, he's still a true freshman. He's raw. Like he might get better. He could improve, but against that Mike Elko defense, he looked lost.
Yeah. And when Texas A&M is scoring on defensive plays, I mean, they literally did it with all, as Bill Belichick said, all three phases of the game. It was a complete domination.
Elko's a coach, man. I'm just starting to think like, dude, A&M may have gotten the guy, right? Everybody, all these coaches, they fire guys after 3 years and try and get the next guy, right? Everybody's looking for their dude who like is going to be their lifer at their program and hold them out forever and win titles. Like A&M may have got that guy with Elko. Like it's everything I see from them is just they're a well-coached team. They don't make stupid decisions. They're not gimmicky. They're not flashy. They're a coached football team. A solid defense, really solid defense. They play defense well against everybody. As much as I rag on A&M for being 6-8-4, I don't know if this is the year that they break through and win the SEC and win playoff games. I don't know. That could happen. But I think saying that A&M doesn't win a national title in the next 10, 15 years is crazy with Elko, with how,
so
with the trajectory that they're on.
We know two things that will happen this year. One, they're not going to go 8-4. It's impossible.
It is impossible. They are not.
The other thing that's going to happen this year is they are going to have their hearts broken somewhere along the way.
Maybe, but I don't know.
I'm just convinced of it.
Like, I don't know, because they could lose it to Texas, which would be brutal, right? As that rivalry, and still make the SEC championship game and still go to the playoff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that they'll win the title, but
I don't know. I mean, they right now they're among the top three in the country.
They're absolutely the top three.
Indiana, Ohio State. I think those are the three right now.
And I think you can. There is an argument to be made for any one of those three teams for number one. The order I would have is Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, but you can flip that in any order you want.
I think so. And then there's a drop off to me. Bama would be 4, but I think there's a little bit of a drop.
Significant drop off. I mean, we did see the downside of that Bama team. They lost to Florida State. So
yeah. And speaking of that Bama team, how much of that LSU game did you actually watch?
It was on the iPad, the tiny screen. So
yeah. I didn't spend. I mean, I had it on. LSU was never really in that game. It felt
like to me that Bama should have won by more.
Yeah, that's kind of
Like
my thought too.
they kind
Um,
of just like putzed around and they knew they were going to win and they didn't do a whole lot. And Ty Simpson was good as usual, but like I don't know. It felt to me like they had opportunities to like really blow them out of the water and they just never quite did.
yeah, I think
Um,
LSU has already mailed it
but
in.
they were
at
up
the-
17-3 at halftime, so it's like, man, what was, and LSU wasn't moving the ball at all. And Nussmeier got benched and got started by not the former, late U.S. President Martin Van Buren, but Michael Van Buren,
Michael,
somebody probably not
distant
at all
relative.
related to him, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that was no, that what I mean. It was kind of one of the most anticlimactic LSU Alabama games we've seen in a decade.
Yeah,
So just
nobody
really
was tuned into it. It didn't get any
no,
press. Like nobody
no.
cares. Like LSU's
Hon-
so bad.
Honestly, the evening slate was kind of the most boring evening slate we've had all year.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, other than that game in Charlottesville, which Reed we'll talk about. Go ahead, we'll talk about it.
yeah.
So like most teams, if your quarterback gets knocked out of the game, you're kind of in trouble. And that game was done as soon as Morris went out
Yeah.
because it became clear that when Kalen came in the game, he couldn't handle it. Couldn't he? I mean, couldn't he hold on to the ball for crying out loud? Virginia struggled with him in the game. It was, I'm sorry to see that too, because honestly, Wake didn't do anything offensively. They scored on a punt return for a touchdown. That was just bad special teams. And then the field goals. So, I mean, Virginia really, they had every opportunity to win that game. But
That
if you
game was
can't,
painful to watch.
it
That was
really was. And so
painful.
if you just had Morris, I mean, they weren't moving the ball. They moved the ball a little better, but I think they could have, the second half, I think Morris would have done a better job and would have won that
Wake
game.
Forest hasn't had a good offense all year. And
Yeah. Well, Robbie
you know,
Ashford's a quarterback. So
yeah.
that Virginia would have won. If Morris in that game, I'm convinced Virginia would have won that
Look,
game.
if you
given
can't
how
score
bad-
16 points, 17 points against Wake Forest, you don't deserve to be in the
Yeah.
ACC title or the
So-
playoff. So,
But the best news is the ACC Coastal is still alive,
oh
baby.
my God.
So I sent you the website, didn't I? The website, the tiebreaker website. I did Sunday
yes,
morning.
I didn't mess around with it a ton.
Oh
but
my gosh. You want to talk about a rabbit hole? I spent like 30 minutes putting out all the scenarios. There are so many ACC scenarios that can happen.
Isn't there a
So-
scenario where like Duke makes the ACC championship game?
Oh, yeah. There's a scenario where NC State can still make it.
What?
Yes. I went through it. Yes. There's a great website now because we have so many listeners. I do not want to put the website out there because I don't want to crash the website. Okay. Let's be real. But there's a website. Hold on. I'll because Reed may enjoy this. Hold on, let me look it up here.
That is a true statement. Wake just randomly beating teams with baseball scores.
Yeah. It's called bball.notnothing.net. If you go out there, they have all the games, and you could put in all the winners of the next 3 weeks and put every single game in the ACC, and it'll kick out all the tie break scenarios. So, bottom line, if you're Pitt, if you're Georgia Tech, if you're Duke, and you're Virginia, you're in pretty good shape as long as you win out.
Yeah.
Okay. This Duke Virginia game coming up will be huge, honestly. The winner of that is going to be in a good shape. Georgia Tech is in great shape, and Pitt's in good shape.
Georgia Tech,
Everyone else needs
honestly, has the most, control your own destiny. I know how much you love that phrase.
I hate
But
that.
like Georgia Tech could probably lose again and beat Georgia and still make the playoff.
No.
You don't,
I don't
think so?
so.
You don't think so?
Who are they losing to, first of all?
I
They're not
don't
losing
know.
to Boston College. They lose to Pitt. If they lose to Pitt, they're done.
What if Pitt wins the ACC? Georgia Tech beats Georgia. You get 2 ACC teams in.
Oh, I think I crashed the website. You're not getting 2 ACC teams in. That isn't happening.
It could happen. What about
No.
Miami?
Miami has to win the conference, and they need help. Miami needs some losses.
I think there's still a scenario where the conference blows up, right? Like the Big Ten implode, the SEC blows up, the Big 12 only gets 1 team, and then you get 2 ACC. Like there's a scenario where that still happens.
You really need some people to
Because the
win,
thing
have
about
some
12
upset.
teams is they have to put 12 teams in.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia Tech and Duke are in good shape. I mean, so for Duke plays Virginia, North Carolina, and Wake Forest. You tell me which of those games are going to lose.
Wake Forest, probably. Virginia, maybe.
So then that might put Georgia Tech and Duke is still in the front run. I mean, it's crazy. Duke is in real. So Duke, if Virginia wins, then it becomes a Virginia Georgia Tech scenario. It's craziness.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
But the national media is just killing the conference, and I don't understand because, if this were the SEC, we would talk about parity.
Oh, I thought I just so deep of a conference, anybody can beat anybody. The
Exactly.
parity so
Did you
good.
see SEC shorts today, by the way?
No.
Okay, they did a Shark Tank episode. And when it came in, you're talking about playoff contenders. And then they brought Virginia Louisville in, and they're going, we're out, the Virginia Louisville. And they're like, but you didn't even make your pitch.
They didn't even try. They just took themselves out.
And someone goes, I don't understand this conference.
They didn't even took themselves. They took themselves out.
I was just happy
of
Virginia
contention.
made it on SEC short. So, all right, let's get back to the games. The best game in the SEC of the weekend was Auburn-Vandy. That was fun, at least.
Yeah. Diego Pavia remains him and drags Vanderbilt to a victory on his back. Holy cow, dude. I will be betting the Vanderbilt team total, win total under next year without Diego Pavia, because let me tell you, that dude is Vanderbilt. He dragged them to that victory over Auburn. And, so here's an interesting concept. If you have one of the best wide receivers in all of college football, Cam Coleman, and you throw him the ball, then he makes great catches, and then you score lots of points. Do you think someone should have told Hugh Freeze this incredible concept called throwing the ball to your best player?
If you didn't, I know many people aren't sickos like us, watch all the games. Watching that game, the whole point of watching that game Saturday was to watch just an exhibition by Cam Coleman. That was insane what he did on Saturday.
He's unbelievable.
He is crazy.
He's way better than Ryan Williams, who's disappeared.
Yeah.
Ryan Williams has been completely absent this entire year.
There's only one other player in the country, a wide receiver, who's better, and that's Jeremiah
Smith. But Cam Coleman's him.
Yeah, he is a baller. And if they don't keep him in Auburn, I guarantee you that guy's going to make bank from someone else. Maybe Ohio State will pay him to be on the other side of Smith, or Texas wants him, or Miami wants him, or Oregon. Somebody's going to pay that guy. But the catches he made were just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But Auburn fell short. They had good chances. They had their chance, but it was a wild fourth quarter, wild back and forth game. A lot of fun to watch. Auburn hasn't quit yet. I mean, they're still fighting, and it was good to see it. I think, what did Cam have? 10 catches, 143 yards.
I mean, the coach is fired. Like, who cares if they quit at this point?
Yeah. What's interesting for Auburn coming up, they got to make a decision who to play next week at quarterback, because if they want to keep Ashton Daniels for next year, they can't play him. Because they need a red shirt.
Is he a senior?
Yeah, he would lose his eligibility. So they're gonna. It might be interesting. So we might see Jackson Arnold back for one more game against Mercer.
Dude, then who plays against Bama?
Well, I think Ashton Daniels would come back.
Oh,
Ashton looked pretty good against.
He didn't look that bad. I mean,
no. He was okay, when you actually. What was Ashton? He was 31 of 44 for 353, 70% completion. I'd say that's a pretty good day.
Right. Yeah. You just throw it to Cam Coleman. Like, that's not that
hard. And find Singleton when you're not.
And Singleton. 2 checks. Coleman, Singleton.
Yeah. So the other game, which, I mean, I missed this on my locks. I thought Florida would at least show up. They didn't even show up against Kentucky.
No.
That was terrible.
They are full on out of there. And
a
lot of those players are going to have sore hamstrings. Next couple of weeks. They're going to have light bruising and some twisted ankles is what they're going to have.
Yeah, it's a mess. Eugene Wilson's out for the season now, one of their best receivers. He had surgery today. Yeah, it's the season's falling apart.
Dallas Wilson still playing?
No. Dallas Wilson was already out. This is Eugene.
Yeah, okay.
So keep your Wilson straight. We got to go straight there.
Right.
They play Ole Miss this week. I don't expect them to go down to the Grove and shock.
Lane will probably put up 50 to try and get points. Brownie points
to get extra money on his new deal at Florida. the other big game, Georgia took care of business. Mississippi State. That was, we thought that might be an interesting game. It never was.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would be. And hey, this is what you get for betting TCU. Okay.
Yeah, I know. That was. Hey, I had a good week. I was 5-3. TC was one of my only bad ones there. That's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, Georgia actually. That was actually one of the better Georgia performances of the year.
It's the best Georgia's looked all year. And,
Yeah.
Georgia is about to play a team next week that went to overtime with that Mississippi State team. And so that's a little bit of a preview coming into next week. But I don't see Texas really competing with Georgia.
Not with this Georgia team. Not with they played last week. No. I think we can say goodbye to Texas playoff. I mean, then we're going to start hearing Texas and Oklahoma at 9-3 losses belong in the playoffs. That's the next.
Texas
phase.
is not getting into the playoff with 3 losses.
No,
Oklahoma.
and the worse that Florida team looks, the worse that 3 losses looks. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, and Oklahoma might. They might if they have 3 losses, but Texas will not.
But Texas is going to have 4 losses because Texas A&M is going to beat them like a drum too.
Yeah, I would say you're probably right there.
So, and then we'll have a 4-loss team in the playoffs.
No. Let's not get crazy out here. What else? Oh, BYU Texas Tech.
Oh yeah, I forgot
the marquee
only top 10 matchup of the week.
The marquee top 10 matchup, and let me tell you, Texas Tech, man, they're good. And
that was never a game.
Yeah, 29-7. You must have been like, oh well, at least BYU's defense held up pretty good. They didn't beat them that bad. That game should have been 50-7. Texas Tech settled for like a bazillion field goals and still beat them by like 20. Texas Tech is in my opinion the number 5 team in the country if I were to rank them. I put them above Ole Miss and I put them above Oregon. I think they're that good. I think they're a legit team. When they have not lost a game, when Baron Morton's healthy, when Baron Morton's been healthy, they've beat every team by at least 2 or 3 scores, 20 points, I think. They've beat every team by 20 points when Baron Morton's healthy. So basically 3 scores. The only game they lost, he was out. Their defense is elite. That linebacker they have, it's a Spanish last name.
The guy that came to UVA as a quarterback.
Yeah, the linebacker that Texas A&M had, they want him for Heisman. He has the best so far this season. He's not going to get a Heisman, but he could get an invite, He's the best linebacker statistical season since like the 90s so far this year. It's going under the radar, pretty crazy. But he's had, I think, at least 1 turnover in every game so far and had multiple turnovers in 3 games. And it leads the country in tackles and tackles for loss. He's nuts. Okay. Their defense.
So with Texas Tech, do you think that they can they win a playoff game?
Yes, they can absolutely win a playoff game. They can beat a USF or a Georgia Tech or a Tennessee or any of these other random teams. They will be the higher seed. They will host a home playoff game. I'm calling it now.
You think they're one of the top 4 seeds?
Not unless Bama loses. Not unless Bama loses.
Well, now wait. So you got to remember we have the new method. So you're assuming if Bama plays Texas A&M and Indiana plays Ohio State.
No. Bama would have to lose in the regular season first.
Well, but
if Bama loses to Oklahoma and then it plays A&M or whatever, and then they lose, then yeah.
Let's say Bama wins. Let's say Bama wins out, A&M wins out. They face each other in the SEC championship. You're saying those 2 are in the top 4 seeds, no matter what.
I'm saying the committee will do it that way because they're paid off in rings.
Like I'm just wondering if Texas Tech gets into a bye. Who's getting the bye?
I think they probably should if they win out. But
Texas Tech probably. They have a good shot at it.
I don't know. I just think the committee is too. It's too. It's rigged. It's all.
I think you need a few more SEC teams to lose.
They want Bama versus Ohio State and A&M versus Indiana, or
I think at this point, if Ohio State and Indiana both finish the season undefeated, I think they're both getting a bye. And it doesn't matter. I think all you're looking at is who's seeded 1 and who's seeded probably 3 or 4.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think then the winner, depending on, let's say Texas A&M goes undefeated, wins the SEC, they're probably seeded 2. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
So that 4 seed might be up for grab. 3 or 4 might be up for grabs.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe. But I could definitely, at a minimum, I think they're hosting a home playoff game.
In the first round. Yeah.
I think they could beat anybody except the top 3, in my opinion. I think they could beat Alabama with their pass rush. Their pass rush.
Florida State did.
Yeah, right. And Texas Tech's much better than Florida State. And like they got receivers, they got a running back that's really good. They got pass rushers, dude. They could put pressure on the quarterback. And in a 1-game scenario with trick plays, like I think, they're not quite that top tier. They had the loss, but no one has beaten them at full strength. Okay. They've been basically unstoppable. Now they haven't been tested against the top tier of the country. But I saw one scenario which just got my mouth watering. I was salivating at looking at this playoff prediction. Okay? Imagine a bracket where Texas Tech hosts a home playoff game against 10-2 Texas. Oh, can you imagine Texas having to go out to Lubbock for a home playoff game? Can you imagine?
I don't. Heads would explode in Texas.
Heads would explode in Texas. Or alternatively, can you imagine a 10-2 SEC championship loser, Texas A&M, going out to Texas Tech? Or, if A&M loses to Texas and they lose SEC championship game, right? Things that could happen, right? Like, there's some really crazy matchups that could happen here. And I think there's also, don't count out Miami as an at-large, because if USF is the G5 bid and Notre Dame's in there, I think the committee has shown that they will basically on playoff week, they basically just throw out all the previous week's worth of rankings and just start from scratch.
We need to see where Miami is this week. We need to see how Miami needs to keep winning, and Miami's going to have a chance against Pitt. Pitt's moved up in the rankings.
Yes,
they really need Pitt to beat Notre Dame this week. That would help.
They do, and then they need it. Although, would it, because it devalues their win against Notre Dame?
Yeah, but they also probably need. I don't know, but they still play Pitt. They need a good win against Pitt.
They need to beat Pitt, and then even if they don't make the SEC or the ACC championship game, they need some chaos happen. But I'm not entirely out on Miami as an at-large yet.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
It could get interesting.
I'm pretty much out on a Big 12 at-large at this point. I don't think that there's going to be a Big 12 The only exception would be, maybe I guess if BYU beats Texas Tech in the Big 12 title, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that's so unlikely because we saw how it went.
The committee likes Utah, and I think there's a path for Utah.
Is there? Utah wins out? They're 10-2.
Utah's already been pretty highly ranked by the committee, and Utah wins out. Are they still making it to the? Are they making it to the?
What are they ranked now by the committee?
Weren't they like?
Utah,
weren't they like 11th?
They're 13th, man. Yeah.
It's still too early. We still got too many weeks left. Too much could happen. And once Baylor beats Utah this week, that'll end it.
And you can't leave BYU out.
Oh, you could.
BYU beat Utah.
Oh, we're worried about head-to-head now?
This is ridiculous. What are we doing here?
What else on Saturday? I'm trying to think of other games. I mean, there was a lot of games, but it's starting. We're trying to talk about
Clemson beat Florida State.
Yeah, that surprised me. I didn't think.
Congrats, I guess. Like, both
I
those teams are
guess.
terrible.
Yeah, I actually expected Mike Norvell to get fired yesterday. That was kind of shocking. I didn't think. I guess they're going to wait
the end of the season when the buyout.
I think
drops,
they are.
I think,
yeah, and I guess that's why James Franklin's still out there. I think people think he's going to Tech. I don't think he's going to Tech. I think he's going
to Tech if Florida State says no.
Or I think he's playing. He's looking at Arkansas too. I think there's reason the Arkansas job's still open.
Interesting. I don't know who Arkansas will hire. But Louisville. Louisville lost to Cal, dude. What did we say? We called this, by the way. We completely called this. If you listen
Cal
to the
is not a bad football team.
Justin Wilcox is a great coach. Cal is a decent football team. every year they come out of nowhere and beat somebody they're not supposed to. Everyone's like, I can't believe Cal did this. And I'm like, I can believe it. I believe it. Do you believe? I believe in Cal football.
Cal is 6-4.
The Calgorithm.
Cal 6-4. And who they lost? They lost to San Diego State, who, oh, by the way, may
They
finish
lost
the
this
year.
week too, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, but they're a good team though. San Diego State's a good team.
They lost to Duke. Cal's only bad loss was Virginia Tech. I can't explain that one. And that was in overtime. But the other three losses are to San Diego State, Virginia, and Duke. All teams with winning records. Yeah, we'll get to UConn and Duke.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. That's it is a non-conference though, so it still doesn't affect things.
I mean, that's again, people. Again, the SEC. Everybody wants to talk SEC all the time, but listen, some of these teams are better than you think, and just because they don't get national exposure.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
How come nobody's trying to hire Justin Wilcox? Okay, that dude is consistently winning at Cal.
With the talent deficiency. Hey, listen, if you could hire him and bring that quarterback, I'd hire him next week.
Yeah, if you're some school and you're like, I don't know who to hire, there's not a lot of good candidates. There's one right there in Berkeley. All right, hire that guy, give him some NIL money, and let him cook. Okay. I can't believe Oklahoma State should hire him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he would be a home run hit there.
Anywhere that hires Wilcox, like I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, that was
a
great.
Home run hires. Jim Mora and UConn.
Yeah. So explain. Yeah, what a win by UConn. UConn. The funny stat was going around. UConn has more ACC victories in the last 2 years than Florida State does.
Yeah.
So can we talk about Jim Mora for a second? Congrats to UConn. Duke can beat everybody except they can't win their out-of-conference games. Okay. This is the man who was pretty consistent as when he started out at UCLA, ended up having a couple of bad years, got fired. But some of that was in the pre-NIL era. I wonder how much UCLA was really giving him support at that point.
No support.
And that's would be my guess. He then goes in to take in the UConn job. And let me just tell you that UConn job when he took over, nobody wanted it. Terrible everything. I mean,
not even in the conference.
Yeah.
Your games are on like, Banana Plus.
Yeah, exactly. You're not getting there. And he's taken them to 9-4 last year. They're 7-3 this year. That is a football coach.
Somebody hire that guy.
Yeah, that's a guy that I don't understand why somebody doesn't hire him. I mean,
if I'm USF and Golish is gone this year, I'm calling Mora immediately.
I don't understand why someone like Oklahoma State heck, if Baylor fires their coach, go hire Jim Mora. I mean, this is a guy.
I don't want Jim.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, he's a great coach. He is a great.
You don't want someone that's going to win football. This guy's winning at UConn.
Maybe you know what? Maybe you're right.
That's harder than USF.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that has got to be the toughest job. That and what's the school? Not Boston. I'm thinking, what's the school up there? I can't. One of the other independents. UMass. Those are the hardest jobs in Division I.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
San Jose State too, probably.
Yeah, we talk about, hey, Bob Chesney's a great coach at JMU. JMU's got a good system going. You can go win at JMU.
Yeah.
You can't win at UConn. Listen, hats off to that man. He may just be happy up there.
They filled their stadium. I don't know if you saw that.
See that. That's crazy.
Yeah, UConn filled their stadium.
I mean, I wish he was head coach of UVA. I'd give it to Elliott in a second to get Jim Mora.
Yeah. And you know what? His team
Virginia Tech ought to go hire Jim Mora.
His teams are fired up. They play hard, and dude, they win games. What else can you say, right? Like,
he had a bad season at UCLA, and then they fired him when he was 5-6 in the last season there. But before then, he won 9, 10, 10, and 8 at UCLA when he was getting no institutional support at all. Anyway, that's just my beef. Nobody's listening to you and I most of the time.
No. Hey, we'll do your coaching search. All right.
Yes.
You can pay us 5% of what you pay all these other firms. Just 20K each. All right. 20K each. We'll do your coaching search. We'll get you the best candidate. All right.
Yeah, exactly. It's not rocket science. This thing is, go find somebody who's won games.
You look on the sheet and be like, who's won 7+ games the last 3 years at random bum school and then be like, I should hire them. And then it probably will work. Okay.
Yes. And you know
if
what?
you hire
Give
another
them-
Saban assistant that's never done jack squat except lift weight, and recruit to a freaking school that with no money, then you're going to lose. Okay. If you hire if you hire the guy that does all the QB camps at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and then he doesn't turn into a good head coach, are you shocked? A high school coach like Trent Dill for a moment.
Yeah. Hey, and guess who's won 2 games in a row now? And I told you this at the beginning of the season.
Who?
Rich Rod.
Yes. What do you mean? I told you. I agreed with you. I was like,
I mean, we knew this year was going to be rough. He turned over the roster. All of a sudden, I get it.
He's a good ball coach.
He's a good ball coach. They're going to finish the year against Arizona State. And guess who they get the last week of the season?
Who?
Now
Pitt?
they get Texas
No,
Tech.
Get Pitt.
No. Now Texas Tech's going to kill them. There's just too much talent discrepancy. But I mean, he's probably going to be. He may be Arizona State this week. Who knows? Probably not.
I mean, they don't have their QB. They don't have a QB, so maybe.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, Rich Rod, good coach, is going to get that thing turned around in West Virginia.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem next year.
Anyway, can we talk about Washington? Washington was just starting to sniff the playoffs here.
Oh man.
And then you go to lose to Wisconsin like that. I mean, I know there was some weather issues. You're traveling. Anytime we got to start to worry about these.
You know what?
West
It
Coast
doesn't all
teams.
have to be sad. All right. Good for Wisconsin, dude. Those fans are so excited. They've been through misery.
After they gave Fickle the telling him he's coming back for 26.
Yeah, I don't think they have the money to fire him is the answer there. But
yeah, this feels like Billy Napier 2.0. He's gone next year.
Wisconsin feels like they have a bad athletic director.
Yes.
Because they are not like a Northwestern. They should be above a lot of these teams that they're getting blown out by. Wisconsin is a better resource and a bigger program than even like Michigan State or like some of these other. I think like standard wise should be the peak of the teams not named Oregon, USC, Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State. They should be the peak of all the other teams.
Fickle failed at Wisconsin because they did 2 things. One, he screwed up the coaching hires early on.
He did.
He didn't get the right.
He brought in that horrible offensive coordinator.
That was one. The second thing was he just didn't have the support from the institution along with money. And the AD came out and basically said that this week. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to give him the resources next year. And if he doesn't win next year, both him and the AD are probably gone.
Yeah. Well, and he's got to bump that recruiting, man. You cannot be in the 50s.
Yeah. But they feel like they should be every year competitive with Iowa, Nebraska,
yes,
in the middle of the Big Ten.
But like recent history says they should be better than Iowa and Nebraska.
Well, no, they got the benefit of the Big Ten West for many years when there were some teams that were down.
Right, when Iowa and Nebraska were in it. Like,
yeah. So, anyway, we'll see what's. I don't know what's going to happen there, but but it was a heck of a. Anyway, we'll see. Our favorite guy on the internet is talking again about a conference that could involve our guy on X is talking about
MVHer.
Yes. Wisconsin should be more competitive. They should not be down there with Purdue and Northwestern.
No.
Anyway, Friday night, Northwestern, which has been a plucky team this year, USC took them to the woodshed in the second half.
Yeah, we know that Franklin has been in discussions with Virginia Tech.
That's a doctored picture, Reed. Don't believe it.
Yeah, we know Franklin. It's not a secret that Franklin has been in discussions with Virginia Tech. I'm just saying that he's not accepted it yet, which tells you something.
He's using Virginia Tech as leverage. I'm telling you right now.
Or
he's talking to everybody.
He's making the effort so that his clause in the contract that says you have to seek employment doesn't get voided, and then he gets to keep his money.
And he's talking to everybody. He wants. That one picture was floating around. I got it texted to me by several people. I saw the same thing.
Is that a fake picture?
Here's what I got to hold Frank on his word. When he went on game day, he says he wants to win national championships. You tell me, can you win national championships at Tech? I also have it from a source that said that all the money that Tech was supposedly putting in the program is smoke and mirrors, that they really don't have it.
Yeah.
And I believe that source coming from somebody, and that sounded
we've got
realistic.
sources. We've got connections. All right.
Yeah, that really was more for show to save face in the industry. Now, maybe I'm sure he's talking to them, but I bet he's been talking to Arkansas as well.
I bet he's like, "What's your NIL budget?" And they went $4 million. He's like, "All right."
yeah. And I mean, let's be realistic. I think Beamer's going to take that job if he can work out a deal at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So we'll see on Beamer. Who knows? So what else, Jake? Anything else for the week? Are we about done?
What other games were there?
Yeah, exactly. The play's all based on donors who hadn't donated. Yeah, it's smoke and mirrors, man. They don't have
pledges. It's like
it's pledges, and it's not like real cold cash. At least South Carolina, because South Carolina wants him gone, and it's a kind of a mutual parting of ways. Restart the clock, baby. Restart.
James Madison won again, and
they're in the top 25 this week.
They're 8-1.
So here's what's
the American blows itself up and JMU wins out,
there's a chance. You need someone in the American to continue to step up and win.
I think you need a 2-loss American champ, probably, right?
You do, but if those teams keep beating each other up, we knew that mid-season that was going to happen.
Yeah,
JMU's going to quietly win all the games in the Sun Belt. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Notre Dame did not struggle with Navy. They blew them out.
No, we didn't think that was going. We didn't think that was going to happen at all. We thought that would be what it was.
TCU is furious, dude. They want Dykes gone.
This was
they're done. They're out on him.
This was like Baylor's year. They're only 6-3, so the season's not over yet. I mean, you can't tell me that they go 9-3. They're gonna fire.
They're not
Dykes.
gonna though.
Well, I don't know. They really don't play anybody else left the rest of the year. They play BYU, which they could win. They play Houston and Cincy. They could go 3-0.
They could lose all 3 of those. Also, those are not bad teams.
And they go 6-6. Yeah, different story. I think it depends on how they finish the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that they're not going to. Dykes is not going anywhere, but they're not happy right now. They lost very infuriating way. Was at Iowa State. I played Iowa State's game and Iowa State beat them with it. Shocker.
Yeah. It's again, you got to look at for a lot of these schools. Do you really want to be in the coaching carousel this year?
Not this year. Oh no.
No. So is it worth waiting another year and getting in next year when there's going to be less competition?
Yeah. Yep. I think you are right there.
All right. Wednesday or Thursday night, Jake, for this week's preview.
Let's do Wednesday night.
Wednesday night should work. Okay.
All right. Wednesday.
We'll do that.
Night.
Can you get us up on the socials and everything this week?
Yes.
Our fans are asking for, especially on iTunes and our podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
The automation plugin broke. And I've
heard that excuse before.
I know. I'm just gonna manually post it, but
I got people want to know where our podcast is. I mean, some people are always like read, but other people want to know. They're like, "Hey, I haven't heard you in a little while."
They have YouTube. It's always on YouTube.
I know, but people want to listen to it in their car. Or they're driving to work. We have an audience to fulfill.
All right. Well, I'll make sure I'll get on that.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow and leave us a rating and do everything like that. Sorry. Catch the VOD later. But
that's right.
Thank you. And
all right.
good night, America.